Hi everyone, this is Dr. V. This is my first Vlogmas. Oh my gosh, I started my channel last year, but this is my first time doing Vlogmas, and I'm so excited for us to jump right in and talk about the first topic, all about me. I want to tell you a little bit about myself. If you are new to me, welcome. And if you are an oldie but a goodie, welcome too. I've done 50 things about me on my channel. It's somewhere down there. I did it last year. So I'm not going to do the 50 things this year, but I'm going to just share a little bit because that's the purpose of Vlogmas. And I think I'm so excited. I don't know why I'm so excited, but I am. So again, I am Vernita. Let's see, what do you want to know about me? I am not that tall, but I don't consider myself short either. I'm fun size. I'm 5'1 1/4. And don't forget my quarter. I love wearing high heel shoes, like really, really high heel shoes. But now that we are in the, we were in the pandemic, I was like, where am I going? I've been wearing flats, and truth be told, I'm a little terrified if I have to put on heels right now. I don't know if you all seen the meme where the giraffe trying to walk and the knees are wobbly and all of that. Yeah, I would probably look like that right now because I've been flatting it out for months, and that is not like me because I really don't wear flats. Another thing about me is that I have started reading a lot this year. I started last year, like reading more, but really this year, I've been reading 2 books a month. And if you know me, that is a huge deal because I do not like to read. And yeah, people are like, oh my gosh, you don't like to read. And to those people, I say, oh my gosh, you don't like to do math. It's the same thing. So yeah, don't judge me. Um, but I do read, like I read academically. I have all of these degrees, 2 bachelor's degrees, a master's degree, a specialist degree, a doctoral degree. So I read. So it's not like I don't read, but I don't read for like fun or free time or pleasure. My reading consists of academic writing, technical writing, yeah, for articles, research, conferences. That's the kind of reading that I do. But I really stepped it up by reading like 2 books a month this year. And later on, we'll talk about some of the books that I've been reading and some of the books that I may recommend. Some have been audio, and some have been hardcover. Some people I know can do a book a week. I'm not there yet because I am a slow reader, but kudos to them. Maybe I'll get there in 2022. I don't know, baby steps, baby steps. But I have enjoyed reading, especially since we're in the pandemic. I had no choice but to read. It's like, well, what else am I going to do? I am also a college professor as of now. And I say as of now because I feel myself transitioning, but we'll talk about that next. But as a college professor, I never wanted to be a college professor. If you watched any of my Facebook lives, or I think I talked about it in some of my other videos on here, that wasn't a dream of mine. But since I was in my doctoral program, it was if you want to be us, live here, be one, whatever slogan they told us, we were prepared. Well, allegedly prepared to be college professors. But I used to think they were glorified teachers, but college professors are way beyond glorified teachers. I did not, even though I didn't want to do it, I became really good at it and I learned. And there are 3 parts of being a professor: teaching, scholarship, and service or community outreach. And I found out how to do all 3 of those, pretty good. I think I did pretty good. So anybody wants to know how to be a professor, let me know, hit me up, and we can have a conversation about that. But yeah, this is my 5th year doing that as a college professor. But I didn't see myself. I never saw myself like retiring as a college professor or anything like that. My definition or my view of let me tell you what my view of being a college professor was. I don't know if you ever watched A Different World. And I just liked how those professors interacted with students. I liked how they really empowered students. And I just liked the whole thing. Like, I am the professor. I come in and profess knowledge and we can have conversations, and I can learn from you. You definitely learn from me. You admire my research and all of that. That is kind of the vision I had for a professor. Like, yes, not the stuffy professor that's in the ivory tower, not that kind of professor, but if you watch A Different World, you get my vibe. You know exactly what I am talking about. So it was cool for a minute. It was a small college, private college, and I know that that's very different, different dynamics versus going working at a public large institution, I probably would have had a different experience. But hey, that I ended up where I am. But I never wanted to retire as a professor. I've always wanted to be some sort of entrepreneur, but not knowing I wanted to be an entrepreneur. Some people, like especially a lot of mentors that I've had growing up, they said I've had this entrepreneurial spirit. I really didn't know what that meant, but if I look over the history of my career, I've jumped and changed every 2 to 4 years. And being in this position as a college professor, this is the longest I've ever been in a position, because this is going on. This is 4.5. So this is the 5th year. And then if I continue next semester, it'll be a full 5. So this is the longest I've been in a career. So they said that I love taking risks. I like to change things up. I like to problem solve. Give me a project. I like to help people, especially figure out their problems and all of that. And they say, that a lot of entrepreneurs do that. But in my family or in my circle, I really didn't know a lot of entrepreneurs. But my one mentor I had, who's always pushed me there. So, Miss Eugene, I'm here. I got it. I got it. So I've had this business on record for a couple of years, and I didn't get too serious about it until literally maybe last year that I got serious about it. And when I say serious, that means I was making money with it. And then for real this year, because I felt a shift in the pull about what I wanted to do. I am a consultant. I can consult, especially with certain areas in education and leadership. I can consult. But then there was another pull about helping high achieving women reach their next level. And for me, I was like, I stayed away from that because it sounds so cliche, reach your next level. But people kept coming to me and looking at the difference that I've made in my life. And we can talk about that another time too, but me being on camera talking to you now would have not happened a couple of years ago, or even like really last year, definitely would not have done that. So, and I wrote a book, we'll talk about that later, but I wrote a book because I felt this pull because people were asking me what happened, how did you get here, what steps did you take? And I went on this really long personal development journey, and I'm still on that journey, but I really took a deep dive into a personal development journey. And I realized I was in a position where, yes, people saw me as being this high achiever, but I didn't feel like a high achiever because things didn't match. Like my personal life didn't match my professional life. And it was like, whoa, we can't have this happening. So I've had a lot of women come up to me and just ask me questions. And I was like, maybe I can help them bridge that gap between their life and career, because I'm not a business coach to tell people to go build your business. That's not what I do. I'm not a financial coach to say, go get your money right and show you how to do that. However, I've learned how to get some strategies in place around all the different areas in my life to help you know where to seek out that additional support. You don't know you don't know who to get if you haven't examined your life. And that's like what I do as a strategist. Like, we examine where you are personally and professionally. You do some work on yourself, and then you go and seek out those areas. So that is a little bit about me shifting towards being this entrepreneur, like really owning it, because I haven't really said it out loud a lot. So yeah, I can't believe I said that. Yeah, so that's what I do. Something else about me, I love bread. I really do. I love bread. You can see my chubby cheeks here, and if I stand up, bread and being on quarantine, not a good match. But yes, I love bread. I love spending time with my family. And as of now, my family immediately consists of just my grandmother and my younger sister, because my grandfather and my mother passed away in 2012, 3 weeks apart. So we were already a small family unit, and then it got even smaller all of a sudden. So now it's just me, grandma, and sister. Yeah. And it's pretty good. It's pretty good. We had to learn how to adjust to that dynamic. But yeah, I love spending time with them. And my grandmother will be 80 in January, Lord willing. So I am spending even more time with her as much as I can, because I realize that is a gift to have your grandparents around with you. Another thing about me, I love red wine. Yeah, I love red wine. I remember I wanted to be a wine connoisseur. Is that how you say it? Wine connoisseur or sommelier? No, connoisseur. I don't think I want. No, I want to be a somebody in the comments can tell me how to say it. Sommelier, the people who taste the wine. So first I need to know how to pronounce it if I want to do that. I remember I had this book and I wish I could find it. It's probably packed up somewhere. And I would literally study wines and their ratings and their flavors and their notes. And I would buy all of these different wines. Cabernet is my favorite. I'm not going to go too deep into all of that. But yes, as of now, Cabernet is my favorite. And I remember, just tasting different ones. And I was like, wow, this is really cool. But then I was like, this is really an expensive hobby to have. So I want to get back into it, make sure I fund it properly, because you can't be a connoisseur or a sommelier if you're only drinking like, yellowtail. It's nothing against yellowtail, because yellowtail has gotten me through some things, but you want to step it up just a little bit. I finally made it to Camus, and then we're gonna get to Opus One in a minute. But anyway, yes, I love that. And so yeah, I love red wine. I used to be on Merlot for the longest, and now I can't go back until maybe if I step it up, then maybe I'll get to that. What else about me? Something else about me. I love adventure. I do. I love adventure. I love doing things outside, so I can't wait. I think, we're back open, go out and do some things. Yeah, I love adventure. I love zip lining when I have done it. I love hiking when I was able to go. I love fishing. I haven't fished a lot. I don't think I've fished since my grandfather passed. I haven't fished because he used to take us fishing. And I can throw it. I'm really good at casting and willing it back. So yes, fishing is a thing. I have to figure out how to get back to do that. I love that. I love grilling. Yes, a lot of people don't know that about me. I love grilling. I can grill anything. My grandfather built a pit at my grandparents' house, like an above ground pit. And I remember one year I smoked a turkey in there for Thanksgiving. It took like all day, but I did it. But yes, I love grilling. And I'm going to wrap this up because I'm getting so excited telling you about myself. I'm trying to think of things that were not on my 50 things about me list that I did before on the channel. And then one more thing about me. I don't really like sweets that much. I really don't. I love baking desserts. I really do love baking desserts, but I really don't like sweets. Like I can eat it a little bit. I'll have a craving, but you know how some people have a sweet tooth? I don't have a sweet tooth. I have to get a craving, but I don't like a lot of sweets. And I know people are like, that's weird that I like to bake. Now, that's not a weird thing, but people who know me think it's weird. It's like, do you like to bake, but you don't like sweets? Nope, I don't. And one more last thing. People ask me this, and yes, we're wrapping up. We're done. One last thing. I never had braces. People are like, people ask me that all the time. They're like, oh my gosh, look at your teeth. Have you ever had braces? Nope. And I'm going to tell you the secret behind. My teeth aren't actually straight. If you get up in my mouth, they're not that straight. But from a smile back here, they look straight. I was born with a gap right here between my two front teeth. My mom worked as a dental assistant and hygienist. And she was like, no, my baby cannot walk around with a gap in her mouth. Now, there's nothing wrong with gaps. Some people look really cute with gaps in their mouth, but my mom said no. So at 4 or 5 years old, I don't know if you know about those rubber bands that you put on the braces. My mom would put them on my front teeth for every day for I think a couple of months. I don't remember how long, but I remember her sticking them on my teeth, and slowly but surely my gap closed. And I never sucked my thumb, or she was just very careful about everything in my mouth. I slept with the mouth guard in my mouth to hold. Oh, it was a lot. Some people, they never believed me. And I was like, why would I lie about not wearing braces? Like, go look at all of my pictures from, growing up. You will not see any braces in my mouth. I've never had braces, but people ask me that all the time. But when I was cheerleading, and I was a cheerleader for 4 years in high school, I got hit. I'm the base, a little thick. So I was the one at the bottom. The girl fell and it knocked my jaw out of place. So sometimes down here is a little, it's a little shifty down here. But overall, yeah, never had to have any braces. So that's all about me. Thank you so much for watching. This was day 1 of Vlogmas. As you can tell, I am so excited and I can't wait to share with you over the next few days. And I hope you keep coming back every day to see what I have to share. Let me know down in the comments below something about you. Maybe we connect, maybe we have a vibe, and I will see you next time. Thank you. Bye.